I just let this go and come in with my... Oh! I think they have a lantern in the back. I just realized. Okay. They're going to have back-to-back foul plays. So I need to just wing attack down. I think they have a lantern in the back. I think I just lost. Yeah. I mean, that would have been hard anyway, I guess. But... Could be a lone Sand Slash or a Registeel. Registeel would be best case scenario for me. A lone Sand Slash is going to be kind of tough. A lone Sand Slash makes a lot of sense too. What? Oh, wow. I haven't seen this thing in forever. Swampert, Sableye, Skarmory? Talk about a freaking throwback. Oh, let's go. What the heck? It's 2023. This thing got a nerf as well. Wow, that's a throwback for sure. Back to the Future? Seriously. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be showcasing a poison type Pokemon, not Clodsire though. So this team I've been running, I ran actually before Clodsire was even released, but it does pretty good in the current Clodsire meta as well. I know a lot of people are running Clodsire, so might as well run some Pokemon that are pretty good into Clodsire. The team I ran is Shadow Swampert, Toxapex, and Shadow Charizard. And I think a lot of teams are actually quite weak to Toxapex overall. Obviously, if you have a Clodsire team, you're pretty strong into it these days, but you do have the strong check of Swampert, and Charizard's pretty neutral into Clodsire. But of course, there's a lot of teams that aren't running Clodsire as well. So with Swampert in the lead and Toxapex, typically as a safe swap, this team does quite well. Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my lead guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. Of course, there are some core breakers for this team, and Pelipper being one of the worst core breakers you can expect. And, you know, in this situation, you just swap over to Toxapex, which is really your only kind of check to Pelipper. However, you can tank the damage pretty well, and here comes a, you know, fairly hard check to Toxapex, and it's pretty good because they wasted their energy on the Pelipper. Charizard can definitely hit back against Pelipper, and Swampert's not the worst if they're chipped down, but that Pelipper currently has a lot of health left. So we're going to come in with Swampert and just tank this damage. The main thing is we want to save all the shields for Charizard at this point. Charizard being a really strong Pokemon overall. Allows you to kind of win a lot of more neutral matchups. So my opponent actually shields the Diggersby. So kind of a surprise. They come in with the Pelipper. At this point, I'm just not going to shield anything. I really just need to save everything for this Charizard and see what we can do. Now, one Weather Ball pretty much knocks out the Charizard. So you definitely have to play kind of smart. I think I throw right before they get to another one. I'm not really sure. Yeah. It looks like... Oh, they actually got a shield KO. Yeah, so pretty huge. So, yeah, taking them out because their shield gets completely wasted. They had 1 HP, and then we are able to close it out. So, yeah, pretty wild stuff. But, again, it is possible. I think the shield KO definitely helped me a little bit. But, you know, sometimes your opponents will shield thinking they can survive. Oh, my goodness. Checky is out of here. All right. So, another really tough core breaker is Mantine. Fairly strong actually into the whole team. Same typing as Pelipper, so same problems. But that being said, you want to play it out fairly similarly. It really depends on the backline, can be different. So it's going to be a Shadow Venusaur, which is really bad because that's also really bad for the Swampert. I'm going to shield the potential Sludge Bomb, and because you just prevent a lot of damage. And the energy on the Charizard is really nice. Let's see what they have in the back, though, because 2 really hard checks already is not going to be a good time for me. I'm going to throw the Dragon Claw, and they no-shield. So they absorb all the damage, which is kind of nice. And then now they have a Trevenant in the back. I'm going to go straight for the Blast Burn. Ends up not landing it, unfortunately. So a little bit unfortunate. And we get to another Dragon Claw. I think this was on Charge Attack priority. Yeah. And... we go for the shield because I know I'm one Shadow Claw away from being knocked out. So I force him to throw another move. Just so I could potentially, yeah, and then we just simultaneously tie. I think that actually would have been really close. We had a chance there, but we just need to land a Blast Burn. So going straight for the Blast Burn unfortunately did not work out. But again, there are win cons despite how bad it looks. All right, this is a fantastic situation for me. Catching any energy on their Azumarill is going to be great because we could just completely farm this down with Toxapex. I'm probably going to throw one Sludge Wave because I don't want this Azumarill to come back and bite me. It's a decent Core Breaker. It has neutral play into the Swampert and very strong into Charizard. So I just want to eventually take this out. And they can't really Powder Stone me down. They actually come in with a Shadow Sableye instead. So it's not too bad for me. I go for the combo play because Charizard has play into both Froslass and Sableye. So I'm in an okay spot. And I think we won Charge Attack priority if I'm not mistaken. No, not quite. They just didn't throw the move. That's fine. So I'm going to just come in Charizard, do what I can because Charizard's going to one-shot the Froslass no matter what, and they're at full health. Yeah, so we're just going to, we just shield up. I mean, if they want to try to catch a hand, but it's not going to work out so well for them. I end up throwing a Blast Burn anyway, in case they go for the catch. Obviously, it's a little bit of overkill, but just in case they catch a Dragon Claw, it could put them in a tough spot. Because I know I have a shield remaining. I'm just going to get to another Blast Burn before they get to 2 moves. So that's why I went for that play. And Charizard closing out. Froslass in general is not like too bad of a lead in, because you have a lot of neutral play overall. All right, and Shadow Steelix. So we've seen this team quite a few times. If you don't know what team this is, stay tuned, cause yeah. All right, so we go straight for the Earthquake this time. We could be a little bit better to knock out, especially when debuffed. And then now they come in with the Medicham. As expected, is a Bastion on the back. Yeah, it's a team that's been trending a lot lately, especially in this season. Shadow Steelix in the lead, Medicham and Bastion on the back. ABA Steel, you can kind of predict it a little bit when you see them shield the Swampert, but most don't double shield. They go for the Stone Edge. That's fine. We just want to chip this down, potentially put in Blast Burn range. It's a little iffy at times, depending on how they play this out. But we get another Brine off, which is absolutely huge because we have shield advantage. So even if they get to a ton of moves, not a big deal. And then I'm going to just come in with the Swampert because they're pretty much in mud-shot range. This is pretty good for me now because I just have shield potential Psychic. They go straight for the Ice Punch. And now I think I just double up on moves. Yeah, let's see how we play this out. So we could throw, I think I Charge Attack priority, get rid of them, and then we throw a Dragon Claw. Yeah, I guess they were closing in much high range. I think they just conceded at that point. Shadow Victreebel, pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I mean, pretty much all grass is pretty bad, but that's one of the worst you can see. And another Bastion. So, I did not time that Brine very well, but sometimes that happens when you're counter swapping in your desync by a turn. So again, we draw out the Bastion, which is kind of nice for me. I just need to hope they don't have it's not very ABB, right? More, ABA potentially, ABC maybe, a little more balanced. But yeah, obviously if I have another rock type in the back like a Carbink, this game's over, right? There's just no way. So we're not going to shield anything against the Bastion. We're just going to farm up as much energy as possible. Actually, I do shield once. I think this makes sense too because they have a Shadow Victreebel, and in all likelihood, they're going for faster and pressure team. And because of that, we just want to not get fainted out with no shield spent. And then we go straight for the Dragon Claw, which is kind of nice. And they shield. So I'm going to shield too. It's probably Acid Spray. But that being said, is a Shadow Gramble. So, again, you want to just spend your shields when you can against these kind of fast and pressure teams, because the Acid Sprays, you can see, will probably pretty much take out my Charizard at that point. So, I would have to rely on the Swampert to close it out. So, even against Shadow Victreebel, you have some play, depending on what the teams are. Battling against my teammates and friend Ramberto. Pretty bad lead, about as bad as it gets. We go for the Toxapex Safe Swap, and here comes the Lantern. Does land the Thunderbolt, so I'm going to try to go for a Brine just for chip damage. And we do grab a shield, which is kind of nice. So this allows me to go for an aggressive mud shot down in all likelihood. Again, I don't know what's in the back. Obviously, if it's double water, we pretty much lose. We do have a shield advantage, which is kind of nice. And then he actually hard swaps over to his Serperior. Now this is going to be an aerial ace, but I'm going to shield anyway, just because, I mean, 2 would definitely put me kind of low, but also, you know, it's just a decent amount of damage. I'm going to overfarm quite a bit and charge attack priority, just get as much energy as possible. I doubt he shields. Yeah, he chooses not to shield. So on shield parity, unfortunately, but we do have energy on Charizard and a little bit on this Swampert. So could be kind of interesting. And then I try to go for, I guess, a catch. I don't know if that catch really made too much sense. Maybe the energy was better to save. Yeah, this is a little tough because, yeah, he shields, which is the right call. But the problem is at this point, pretty sure that Lantern still has a little bit of health and just not enough to wing attack down. So very, very close. Probably misplayed it a little bit on that Swampert catch. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. But, yeah, again, even against the grass lead, you can definitely make something happen. All right, I like to do this play where I swap and try to catch a move, and we do catch a Power Whip, which is kind of nice. Toxapex is one of the strongest Pokemon in these neutral matchups against Umbreon, against Lickitung. It just straight up wins, which is kind of nuts. So, yeah, so it's a really great way to kind of just use as Soak Up as almost like an additional shield. We do shield the Dig, though, because, yeah, I'm just going to try to get shields down and force him to throw another Dig, which is double shield, actually. Yeah. I think it's because the Lickitung is kind of on the lower end, so I could probably one-shot it if I have a lot of energy. Looks like they're going to let that go, which is kind of nice. They bring back in the Lickitung. Again, Toxic is pretty strong at this, so we're not super concerned. What's on the back end is going to be a different story. Ends up being a Zoomro. This is quite bad for me. So we're going to go straight for the Blast Burn. It does more damage for sure, as you can see. It's not even double resistant. So I thought they were going to throw, so I was going to try to go on Charge Attack priority. But it looks like they didn't throw for whatever reason. So, kind of interesting. We end up going for another Blast Burn. Surprised we even got to it. We take him out. Yeah. Personally, I'm a little bit confused by the play, but maybe they just didn't want me to farm too much. I don't know. Able to get the Charge Attack priority against... Oh, they didn't even throw. And then we go for the calm play with the Brine. And looks like they're able to take it out. Yeah, so backline Zoomro. Could be scary, but there are ways to handle it, especially if they don't throw in their energy. Alright, Shadow Charizard. Pretty solid lead for sure. We definitely just throw one. And then we just step out because pretty much all three. 2 of them just beat Charizard and the other one's just a mirror matchup. So this is pretty good, just again to absorb all the energy. Obviously, in this meta where there's like more Clodsire, or just Clodsire in general, might make more sense to safe swap the Charizard. Just use that at your own discretion. It really depends on how many people are using Clodsire in your ELO range more than anything else. They do a great catch of the Brine on their Medicham, but we still get the Sludge Wave. And now they're completely down all shields. That's pretty good for me in all things considered. So I am going to throw the Hydro Cannon. Obviously, if they're like a Lantern or a Zoomer on the back, we're in a really tough spot. It is a possibility, but ends up being a Fairy Winkle Fable. And Charizard up 2 shields against this backline is going to be a fantastic spot. They go for a catch potentially, but we're going to throw a Blast Burn out of the way, just ensure we knock it out, and then they're going to concede. Alright, this final battle, we have Mandibuzz. Pretty bulky, pretty strong in neutral matchups. Pretty much beats the Toxapex and the Charizard. Or sorry, the Charizard and the Swampert. So we end up catching some energy on the Toxapex, which is kind of nice. I don't think I actually end up catching a move there, but they just threw a little chip and dip, which is fine with me too. We still have energy on the Swampert, which is really key and important to note. They go straight for the Psychic. Do we get to another Sludge Wave? We do, but they do throw on Charge Attack priority, so get rid of my Toxapex. That's pretty fine too. Again, Toxapex is really just used as a shield, and that was being used as a shield in all senses. They go straight for the Ice Punch, so I'm just not going to shield. It's interesting. Yeah, I guess maybe they thought I was going to throw a move. I don't know. They end up coming in with the Zoomro. Again, kind of a core breaker for this team, especially in the back end. We leave with the Blast Burn, which is kind of nice though, and we have a ton of energy on the Swampert. So this is pretty good because we're still up a shield. And I don't know why I keep on saying we. It's really me, but I guess I'm trying to be, inclusive of you all watching. Maybe we're all in this battle together. But anyway, I don't know if I've been just starting that today or what. Get off the Hydrocan though, which is huge. And then now we go straight for the Earthquake. I'm saying again, I don't know why. But this puts me in a very good position. because we still have to move on the Charizard. We still have a shield. We still have 2 shields. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, but again, a lot of charge room pressure and the bulk of Toxic Specs really help round out the more frail parts of Swampert and Shadow Charizard. If you're really concerned about Clodsire in the back, especially with the Toxic Specs that you'd be safe swapping, feel free to safe swap the Charizard. I have another fun team for you all dropping tomorrow, and this is one I hit the leaderboards on, so be on the lookout for that. And if you want to make sure you don't miss it, be sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you all next time.